Hey everyone, it's me, Zaros. It has been a long time since I've actually spoken on this YouTube channel, and it's definitely been a while since I've done an unboxing as well. This is a pretty special unboxing video today because we're going to be looking at the product of a new company. This company is called Pumpland, and they created their social media accounts in summer 2025, and they have been quickly prototyping new inflatable products. At the moment, they just have inflatable paws and feet, which you can find on their website. Additionally, Pumpland has been putting these products on sale, so it's definitely worth checking out their website and their social media to see when their sales happen, as they can be over a couple $100 off of their products. Now, Pumpland has actually reached out to me directly and asked for plenty of suggestions regarding their future products. I have been speaking with presumably the owner of Pumpland, and they have been sharing some screenshots with me of their inflatable hoods that they're prototyping, as you can see on the screen. Additionally, they asked for my opinion on some of their inflatable suits that they are looking to try manufacturing. These suits honestly look pretty incredible, and I gave them some suggestions with how my own inflatable suits were designed so that they can mimic some of the design choices with my suit, such as the tail or zipper placements. These look amazing, and as I'm finishing up graduate school in early December, I am moving out of this tiny apartment and will be looking forward to trying out these new suits in a much better, bigger environment. However, I need to see if these suits will be available to purchase by then, because I would like to see how these suits look like when they're worn in person. If and when that happens, I will definitely be making a video on it to review their products. Now, Pumpland has decided to sponsor this video today, and they sent me a pair of Paws so that I can unbox and review these for you all, and hopefully convince you to check them out yourselves. After seeing their clips of their Paws, they tend to be a bit unique for material, and these do not come across as your standard latex costume pieces. Additionally, I wanted to mention that if you decide to purchase a product from their website, I have been provided a coupon code to share with everyone. If you use this code, you will get $20 off of any order that's over $200, and the code is Zaros the Furry, and it's available until October 1st, 2026. I included a link to their website below as well as the affiliate code so that you can get a small discount when you purchase anything from there. Now, without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this unboxing. Alright, so here's the package that they sent me. I already cut it open because I don't want to work with scissors while in fursuit. Now, it's been a while since I've done this, but those that have been around know that that's kind of my tradition when I do an unboxing. So I'm going to open this up and be careful not to show the side with the label on it because it's got my address on it. Not that it'll matter because I'm about to move out anyways. And here's the box, and they've got, oh, I don't want to open that up quite yet. They have some nice branding on the box here, and I'm gonna get it out before I open it. And here is the branding that they got on it. They just stuck a nice sticker on there. Here is what is inside. So right off the bat, they have this nice little user guide that they included, and we can go ahead and look at that. And on the front, they're kind of including their mission and who they are and some pictures of their paws. But I did show this earlier as well, so this is just another image of the kinds of paws that they make. And on the other side here, they are talking about the material structure as well as some storage and care tips. They provided some thorough instructions with how to put these on, and most importantly, they suggest that you wear lubricant before putting these on, as well as clipping your nails. I don't really like to wear lotions or similar products when I'm in my fursuit, so since I have small hands, I'm going to go against their instructions, but I highly suggest that you don't do what I'm going to do. So next here, they have what it looks like to be a patch kit. Normally latex companies include this whenever you order their suits, but this color doesn't really match the paws. So I'm just going to assume that if you use this for patches, you'll have to paint over. But inside of here, they have a little hand pump, which they include in each order. And as you can see, there's some nozzles on the bottom. They have this nice little mechanism on it where I guess it kind of locks for storage, but you can just pop that out and then it pumps like that, so it's nice and easy. So I will go ahead and lock it again, like so. So I am going to, you know what? I might actually move some stuff out of the way here. All right, so let's go ahead and check out these paws. And here they are. I picked the colors as close to Zaros as possible. And this is the texture that I'm talking about. So this is silicone. This is not latex. So this is a little more squishy, but it's a little more durable as well. It's kind of like a dog toy almost. So I'll take this out, and they already pre-inflated them. So you are supposed to inflate these, but I guess that they already did this before they sent them out to me. And that's just to kind of show the material again. And the back doesn't have any interesting stuff on there except maybe the valve here. So let me zoom in on that. So the valve is quite small, so it might take a little bit of time to inflate or deflate. It looks like that. And then they also have a little lock here, which is pretty cool. So you can lock these paws along your wrists. And they did include some really tiny keys here. And they're so tiny that my camera doesn't want to focus. So let me try getting that there. Like that. So you don't want to lose these. I don't know. Well, you could probably pick your way out of these if you have someone that's knowledgeable in it. But I will take both of these out and just show how tiny that they are. It's just a very, very basic lock. And let's go ahead and put these back in there because I don't want to lose them. All right. And here is the other paw. Since they're silicone, they get a little stuck on plastic. So apologies while I try getting this out. And here is the inside. They put in a little foam insert just to kind of keep their shape along the wrists while they're getting shipped. And here is kind of what the inside looks like. I know it's hard to see because of the color, and also my camera just doesn't want to focus again. But one thing to be clear here is that when you put on the paws, they are not going to fit along the fingers. It's kind of just a circular insert that just goes along the palm of the paws here. So I'm trying to feel around in here right now to see how much space that I actually have. But it might be a little easier, obviously, if I take the lock off of this first. So I'm going to just feel around real quick here just to make sure there's nothing else in there. Yep, okay, so I don't feel anything. So let's go ahead and take this off. So it just works like a belt. We'll take that off, and then we will take off the plastic covering. But let me get one of these keys out real quick. And take that off. And then there's also some plastic on the other side, but the keyhole is only on one side. We will go ahead and let me zoom in. Just put that key in there, but make sure it goes in the right way. And it pops open right like that. And you undo the buckle and it just pops right off, and it comes off completely. So you can have those off if you'd like. So I'm going to try and get this on as best as possible. All right, so this is the best that I can get it on, and it's definitely going to be tough when I get the other paw on because one of them is already kind of stuck in here. Something to be a little careful about is they are treated with some kind of silicone, I guess, treatment. So you can kind of see it on my table there. So just be a little careful with that. Yeah, these are quite squishy, as you can tell. I actually think it blends in pretty well with my fursuit. So I might try and see if I can put this on just while I have my other hand available. So let's just get that on. And clearly do not do this by yourself. I'm just doing it because I kind of have experience with getting in and out of latex stuff myself, despite this being silicone. And that's kind of what the look looks like. This is just to demonstrate more of its material. And just, I guess, to kind of add some illusion here, what I'll do is I'm just going to hold the other paw as if I'm actually wearing it. So this is how they look. Kind of looks like I'm wearing both of them at the same time. So yeah, I think that these are pretty cool. I would definitely buy these if I were not sponsored, especially with how steep of a discount that they hand out. And they are planning to put these on sale again once around Halloween, so check these out soon. So I'm out of my paws here, and I'm kind of just showing the material, and apologies, I do have a little bit of fur on this, but this is the material when you're not wearing it. And I didn't really show this too much when I was unboxing it, but this is just kind of how squishy that they are. So these are kind of like marshmallows, I guess. I did compare the feeling to a dog toy. So you kind of get the same consistency throughout the paw here. And I don't know if you saw on the directions, but there is a method for deflating these, which is actually a little unique here. When you squeeze it, it actually doesn't deflate, but what you actually have to do here is you have to take one of the keys, like so. And this is probably why they included 2 of them as well, because you actually put the key inside of the valve like this, and then you squeeze it to try and deflate it. All right, so I'm going to do something risky, which is to try wearing both of them at the same time while in my fursuit. So I'm going to undo. Dang it. All right, ignore that. So I'm going to try slipping this on. Let me get the other insert out and see how well that I can get both of them on by myself. And I do suggest, once again, you do not try doing this unless you have lubricant or someone helping you. Well, I should say, and someone helping you. But let me try getting this on. This goes to show how difficult that it is if you don't apply lubricant. All right, so that is on as best as possible, and that's how they look. It looks a little odd with me being in a fursuit, but obviously it should look a little nicer when I'm wearing a latex suit, which I will not show that on YouTube. I will do it on Twitter. But this is kind of how they look. And I'm trying to clap right now just to show their bounciness. And I actually really like the colors. It actually matches Z pretty well. And yeah, I think that these look pretty good. Thank you all so much for watching this video today, and I will see you all next time. Remember, the code for a discount for these is in the description, and feel free to check out Pumpland on Twitter and Blue Sky. See you all later.